Hi, everybody. I'm Bryan Mudd, a fan of South Plains politics. Here's your talking points for this week. Would more of you be willing to vote in our elections if you could just mail in your ballot? We'll tell you about a lawsuit to try and make that happen. And if you're told you have to work in a situation where you feel your health is threatened, do you have any recourse other than to quit your job?
From the studios of KAMC Television in Lubbock, your local election headquarters. This is Talking Points with Bryan Mudd.
Happy Easter, everybody, and thanks for joining us. Also this week, the business resurrection. We're going to talk a lot about businesses this week and workers, and while it all pales in comparison to lives being lost, the conversations are starting about what our economic restart is going to look like and when it might start to happen. Some of our local elected leaders held a Zoom meeting with the Chamber of Commerce this week, and most seem to believe it was about time to start looking in that direction.
I think the governor has telegraphed that it will be left to local jurisdictions to decide how best to, monitor and deal with this. What I do think that we will likely to see happen, and I hope that we'll see happen, very soon in different jurisdictions, is, more businesses reopening, maybe under different conditions. More people who are not as at risk be allowed to return to full capacity. Strong admonishments and making sure everyone understands and appreciates the risks, but getting business open sooner or later, because again, it's what I said at the very beginning, we can't task force our way out of this. Government can't solve all of these problems if we keep business shut down for too long.
And the governor, I think, was very clear when we talked on Tuesday. He was very clear that we're in this till April 30th together under his order. And our order and his order are pretty much completely in sync. And so we've got to stay home and stay safe and continue to find ways to innovate. But we need to do that through April 30th while we start working on this recovery plan.
The local discussion on when and how to reopen closed businesses expected to start with the city council meeting on Tuesday, but it's hard to imagine, again, anything before at least May 1st. Until then, people still have to pay bills and pay employees if they can. The good news is the federal economic aid is starting to get rolling. The first round of stimulus checks for Americans started being paid out this past week. 4 of our regional health networks received a little over $4 million of federal funding to help in their work to fight the virus. We're told most of this money will go towards testing. Also, 19 local nonprofit groups received nearly $500,000 in grant money for the local response fund. The Community Foundation of West Texas and the Lubbock Area United Way handling this, and this is how the money will be broken out by specific need. This money is in addition to the $1.4 million pledged by folks locally to that response fund. But the rollout of the federal payroll protection loan program has been wobbly. And can the laid off workers even wait until May or longer to get back? Well, applications for unemployment benefits have soared here and across the country over the last 3 weeks. Our Emily Harrison caught up with the local head of Workforce Solutions to break down the numbers.
It is rather above normal, above average. Number of claims that have been filed.
In reality, those numbers are staggering. More than 9,000 people across the South Plains have filed for unemployment. 7,000 of those are from Lubbock alone. 2
months ago it was 3%. Today we're estimating that it's over 4 or 5%. I think we reported like 4% at the end of March. But it was just beginning to escalate. And now we have it snowballing.
To put that in perspective, in February, only 453 people filed for unemployment, a little more than 300 in Lubbock. That's more than 25 times higher in just 31 days. Now, these numbers are just the ones we know about because they filed for unemployment, but it could be higher already. The website is showing the best times for you to file your claim because it is so flooded with callers.
Telling people what to do with that is just patience and persistence and keep calling. Don't let them get the best of you. Don't get frustrated, because you will.
Workforce Solutions expects jobless claims to go down after the restrictions for coronavirus safety are over.
That's our Emily Harrison reporting. Our friend Curtis Parrish is the Lubbock County judge and joins us now via Skype. Happy Easter to you, sir.
Happy Easter to you as well.
And tell me if I'm wrong here. It seems like the call to reopen all businesses is an easier call to make on my end. We all want things to be normal, but talk about balancing public safety and public business here from your perspective?
Well, balancing public safety and then certainly the economy has been what we've been trying to balance all along. Now, here in Lubbock County, we've been really following the direction of the state, the governor's office, and as he has enacted orders, we've been implementing that here in Lubbock County. And so, as you know, right now, the orders are for essential businesses, essential personnel only, and that's a statewide order. So it's impossible for us to undercut that order. Now, we could go more strict to that order, but we've decided not to. So what we've done here in Lubbock County is just really kind of define with our county what essential business, essential personnel are, and then making sure that matches up with the governor's order. And that's really our marching orders from now until April the 30th. So we're constantly monitoring, being in constant conversation with Austin, constant conversation with the governor's office, and seeing exactly what they are going to do, what he is going to do. And then Lubbock County can certainly mirror that when he makes his announcements.
Sure. You know, like with most of us, a lot of county business is being done from home right now. Talk about that transition and how that's going. Is everything getting done that needs to get done?
Well, from the beginning, our goal was to try to minimize face-to-face contact as much as we can and still provide the essential services that we need here in Lubbock County. And so to that end, we really kind of examined all of our departments and asked each of our department managers to come up with a virtual government plan, as it were. You know, a lot of our services can be accessed online. A lot of our services can be done over the internet, but there are some that can't. You know, here in Lubbock County, we have a sheriff's department that has a detention center. Certainly that cannot be done online. We still have to operate that. We have a clerk's office, a district clerk's office, county clerk's office. We have a DA's office, our JP offices. All of those are still operational and still running. Now, we put in place some things that would minimize the people coming to the courthouse for services. Those minimizations are in place, taking place. And we've seen a marked decrease in the people needing to come to the courthouse. But there's still some services that need to be done here at the courthouse. And so the courthouse is open. And so we are still operating. We're still providing the essential services and needs of the people of Lubbock County, and yet still trying desperately to maintain, minimize that face-to-face contact. We've done things like put up plexiglass barriers at our clerk's offices, putting in place things like if you need a particular service of the courthouse, call ahead, get an appointment. That way we can minimize the amount of traffic that's coming into the building. We put those in place a couple of weeks ago, and they're working. They're very effective. It's not optimal. We want to make sure that government is open for all, but during this crisis time, we also want to keep everybody safe, including our employees as well.
Commissioners Court, another sort of Zoom meeting tomorrow. We're getting into budget season a little bit. How difficult is it to start planning with all of this going on and the problems that it's brought up?
Well, the planning is ongoing, but I will say that we've kind of put a lot of things on the back burner in order to handle this immediate crisis. So to that end, those things are going on. One of the things that we will do tomorrow in our meeting is to adopt the calendar, the budget calendar, so that we will set forth the time frame in which leading up to adopting the budget in September in order to have the new budget in place by October 1st. That's still ongoing. We will still have budget hearings. We will still have budget meetings. Those things will be ongoing. Obviously, it'll all take a new flavor as we deal with the COVID-19 crisis. And each department, as they come back to the Commissioners Court and say, this is our budget for next year. Certainly, some of those budgetary things, we've got emergency money already set aside, ready to handle some departments. I'll just tell you, some departments have been hit a little bit harder by this downsize, and some haven't. And so we will constantly be adjusting and looking at that. And as we get into the budgeting process this summer, we'll be taking a hard look at exactly what our emergency plan is, dealing with what we've been going through, and then certainly being able to project and deal and get to a place where we need to be in Lubbock County for the next fiscal year.
All right, well, I know you're going to be caught up with that for quite some time and waiting for word from the state on how much money you'll have and the whole mess. Come back soon and talk to us, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. County Judge Curtis Parrish, it's good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, Brian. Be safe.